What is up everyone? Welcome back to another video on TPL Locs. Today I'm reviewing someone who I think is one of the most iconic rappers in the history of rap. Going through all of his music and trying to get clips for you guys to see his locks really made me realize how rare it is these days to find really good rap music. No offense. However, he cut his locks so he no longer has dreadlocks, but he has enough footage to go over to make an awesome review. Stay tuned. Alright, so today we're reviewing Busta Rhymes' Dreadlocks. If I'm not mistaken, he got locks in 1990 or 1991. However, here's the first picture that I found of him, and he actually had a hairstyle back then, which I see now all the time. He had the hair with the longer on the top, shaved on the sides, and he was kind of like free-forming his way into locks. Here you can see that some of his locks are already peeking out of here, but mostly it's just loose hair combined with some locks already forming. So this was in 1991, and here we have a picture of a similar time, but the difference here is that we can see it up close a little bit more. You can see that the sides of his head are shaven bald, which is a very popular look now as well. So then we go to a video, which was the music video Scenario with a Tribe Called Quest. And here you can see him. His locks are a bit longer than the picture I showed you previously, and he's always wearing these hats. The hat that you saw just then is kind of like, I call it the Willy Wonka style hat. He wore those a lot. And you can see that his locks are quite thin. They're starting to grow, they're starting to mature. And yeah, this is pretty dope. Look at him dancing. Oh my god, I love this. Unfortunately, I can't add the audio to this because my Jaden Smith video already got flagged for copyright, so I'm just gonna keep the movie clips really short so it's fair use. So then moving on to 1994, where he did the music video for Flavor in Your Ear. His locks grow so fast. His locks already come to the bottom of his jaw, and this is only 3 years into having dreadlocks. So I'm not sure what he's on or what he was on, but his hair grows quite fast. From the short, mature locks that you saw hanging over his forehead, 3 years later, it's like down by his jaw. Maybe that's normal, but when I saw this, I thought, whoa, this is quick. Then here you can see another picture of him in 1994. It's a bit more up close, and here you can see that he's not really maintaining his locks, pulling them apart much, because here you can see that this body of dreadlock ultimately ends up splitting in multiple small dreadlocks. So you can see that he started off maybe manicuring his locks a lot, but then over time he wasn't really separating them. So here you can see that his locks were starting to kind of clump together, grow together. Then in 1995, in this picture with D'Angelo, here you can see the length. His hair is up into pigtails, but still his hair is already to like the bottom of his collarbone. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if maybe the credits for this photo were wrong, so this is not 1995, but if this year in 1994 to 1995 his hair started growing this much, that seems like very exceptional. I do know that if you get locks and then you get out of the immature lock stage, your locks start growing a lot after a while, after a few years. So maybe that's what he was experiencing here. His locks were fully formed, and then the only thing they did was grow. But yeah, you can see that he started his signature style of having the pigtails, and later on you'll see that he has like the full palm tree going on as well. So then in 1995 as well, he did the music video for Vibin', and here you can also have a look at his locks, how long they were. He was again wearing those crazy hats. And you can also see here that his locks were kind of growing together and he wasn't separating them. So then we come to 1996, and personally this is the first music video I ever saw of Busta Rhymes. I was 5 in 1996, and I remember this crazy music video with the fish eye lens, which was really popular. It was used by Missy Elliott a lot as well. And here you can see that he started introducing the palm tree. So a lot of people call it the pineapple, but his hair is so high, I'm gonna call it the palm tree. Yeah, so here again he has the hat. You can see the length. It's growing a lot. But then when he's wearing the black outfit here, you can see that his hair is all the way up into like a huge palm tree. So in 1997, you can again see the pigtails that he's known quite well for. And here you can very easily see that he didn't really bother a lot with maintaining his locks. You can see that here his lock is really thin, and then all of a sudden it becomes very thick, so maybe some broke off. Here you can see that locks are like growing together. Here you can see many things sticking out from locks, and this is natural. This is what locks would normally do. But this really indicates to me that he went from maybe starting them off manicured to freeforming, just letting his hair go. So this is also 1997, and again you can see very clearly the palm tree, which I think is super dope. But also in the front you can see that he still lines up his hair, which is something that people do now as well. I thought this picture was super dope. His locks are like flying, and it's really cool that back in the day he was such like a crazy guy. Always in music videos he was dancing crazy, he was wearing these crazy outfits. He was really like an alternative guy, and now we know him for being a bit more slick and a bit more like how hip-hop is nowadays. So here another picture of him with his hair all crazy. Here you can see that multiple locks have fully grown together because you can't really see them all separated on the bottom, so his ends started blunting as well, which happens naturally after a while if you just keep sleeping on your locks, and like if you don't really protect your locks, they will start clumping together naturally. So then a year later in 1998, we see something really interesting. I'm not sure if this is the case. I'm only saying this because I know from the next pictures that he did something crazy to his locks, but if you look right here, you can see that it looks like it's shaven. It looks like he shaved the top and the sides of his hair. And the reason why I think that is because in the next videos and photos, you can see that he has braids in the front. So I believe in 1998, he shaved a good portion of his hair and then he kept the locks in the back. In the same year, he came out with this music video, Give Me Some More. So here you can also see that if you look really closely, you can see that the sides of his hair look shaven. They look too clean to be like dreadlocks pulled to the back. So this is why I think in 1998 he shaved his head for the most part, and he left the locks in the back. So now we're going to jump from 1998 to 2001. So in 2001 I want to show you the music video for what it is, because here you can see that he grew out his hair, the parts that he shaved, and he started braiding them. So here we go. If you look at the top of his head, you can see that he has cornrows, and this is a look that he continued to do all the way until he cut his locks. So there you can see that he has the cornrows braided on the top and on the sides of his hair. He probably did this to have like a more unique hairstyle. Mostly after 4, 5, maybe 10 years of having dreadlocks, some people get sick of it. They want like a different look, and this is a way, I guess, to get a different look. I don't think I would ever dare to do this, because what I like about locks is the fact that you don't really have to maintain them a lot after a few years. And if you braid the top of your head, you have to like keep braiding it as you go. Then we skip to 2004, when you can truly see how long his locks are. I'm just gonna mention it one more time, but this is exceptional. The way his hair grows and how quickly it grows, I think this is unheard of. I know that guys' hair grow quicker than girls' hair, but it's crazy. And unfortunately, this was also the year that he cut his locks. This is what he looked like after he cut his locks, and I also have a little bit of a video clip to show you about it. So he did, I think, some type of commercial when he cut his locks. So here you can see him, and he's talking about his locks and how he is like ready to cut them, but also kind of nervous. And then if we skip ahead a little bit, you can see him cutting off his own locks. But before we do that, here you can see how long his locks are, and the fact that he doesn't have many locks anymore. I think he just kept cutting more and more locks towards the end of his lock journey, because if you can see, I'll just go back one more time. Yeah, if you can see here in this clip, you can see that his locks are really thin for one, and also that they are, there's not a lot of them. So I think maybe some fell out, or there was some other reason that he cut part of his locks. And then here he comes in and he faces the mirror and he cuts his first lock. Obviously it's very much a big deal. He's had locks for over 10 years by now, so cutting off your locks probably feels like a huge deal. So then afterwards here you can see the last lock he cut, and you can see the braids are still there, so he's probably keeping the top long. He's not going to shave that because he's probably getting a fade or something. And yeah, that's the end of Busta Rhymes dreadlocks. So although in 2005 he cut his locks, it wasn't the end of his lock journey, because I looked at the music video for Twerk It with Nicki Minaj and DJ Khaled, and here you can see that the sides of his hair are actually being grown out again. Not a lot, but I mean, he didn't get a fade. The music video showed him. Here you can see it. It's like a still from that music video. You can see that he's growing out the size of his hair, and the reason why I'll show you in the next video. So in the music video Thank You, you can see that he has starter locks. So here you can see that he has really small starter locks with really short hair, and it looked like he was getting locks again. And here also on the red carpet you can see that his hair is kind of growing out as well. And here too you can see that his locks are starting to like lock up, and this is the true like immature lock stage that he was going through. But then unfortunately in 2017 his hair is gone again, so he probably got starter locks and couldn't really go through that whole immature phase, which many people don't really want to do, which I completely get, because it can sometimes be very annoying to have a bad hair day all day every day. So he cut his locks again, and I hope in the future he might start his locks again. Yeah, that's the end of this lock journey. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Next time I will review something who I really love. She's a musician. She has been also a very iconic person. She's a rapper as well, by the way, but she's been someone who I really grew up with listening to, and she had locks. I'm not sure if she has locks now though. I guess I'll have to figure out. The next person I will review is Lauryn Hill, so I'll catch you next time.